Ever notice how your energy crashes around 3 p.m.? Or that stubborn weight that won't budge despite eating the same as always? Here's what your doctor isn't telling you. Carbs and sugar are silently sabotaging your health after 50. They're not just expanding your waistline, they're draining your energy, inflaming your joints, and yes, even accelerating memory loss. But there's good news, my friend. Today, I'm revealing 10 delicious foods with zero carbs and zero sugar that specifically address our needs after 50. And wait until you hear about number 10, a powerhouse food our grandparents ate regularly that most of us have completely forgotten about. This one food alone could transform your health in ways you never imagined. Before we dive in, take a second to hit that like button, subscribe to join our community, and tell me in the comments, what's one food you know you should give up but haven't been able to yet? I read every comment. Now let's start with the food that's basically nature's prescription for your aging brain. 1. Wild-caught salmon. Your brain's best friend. Remember when we could remember everything? Names, phone numbers, where we put our keys. Well, wild-caught salmon might just help bring some of that back. I used to buy whatever salmon was on sale until my friend Betty set me straight. Not all salmon is created equal, she told me. Get the wild-caught kind from Alaska. She was right. The difference in both taste and how I felt afterward was night and day. The omega-3s in wild salmon are like premium fuel for our aging brains. My memory started sharper within weeks of eating it twice weekly. Harvard researchers found people who eat omega-3 rich fish have up to 36% less cognitive decline. That's huge. I'm talking about actually remembering why you walked into a room. But here's what sold me. The same omega-3s that help my brain also calm the inflammation in my knees and fingers. After years of waking up stiff and sore, salmon has been better than any pill I've tried. It's like nature's ibuprofen without the stomach upset. With zero carbs and zero sugar, salmon fills me up without that bloated, sluggish feeling afterward. And between us, I've noticed my skin looks better too. Something about that pink color coming from an antioxidant that fights wrinkles. I'll take all the help I can get in that department. I keep it simple, a little salt, pepper, and lemon. Then in the oven for 15 minutes. Some weeks that's all I can manage. But my body thanks me every time. Your joints will too. 2. Avocados. The good fat revolution. Who else got caught up in the all fat is bad craze of the 80s? I sure did. I'd eat those fat-free cookies and wonder why I was hungry again an hour later. Then my cholesterol kept climbing despite avoiding fat like the plague. That's when my doctor told me something that changed everything. Joan, you need to eat more avocados. I thought he was crazy. Weren't those full of fat? Turns out that's exactly why they're so good for us. The fat in avocados is the heart-healthy kind that actually helps lower bad cholesterol while raising the good kind. My numbers improved within 3 months of adding half an avocado to my daily lunch. The American Heart Association now specifically recommends these healthy fats for us over 50 folks. Times have sure changed. Here's what surprised me most. Avocados have more potassium than bananas. Remember when my doctor kept nagging about my blood pressure? Adding avocados helped bring those numbers down too. One medium avocado gives you about 15% of your daily potassium needs, helping counter all that salt in the soups and sauces we love. And let's be honest, at our age, regularity becomes a daily concern. The 10 grams of fiber in each avocado keeps things moving naturally without those harsh laxatives that have you running to the bathroom at inconvenient times. Been there, haven't we all? My go-to quick lunch, half an avocado with a sprinkle of salt and a drizzle of olive oil. Eaten right out of the skin with a spoon. Simple, filling, and I feel good afterward instead of needing a nap. 3. Eggs. Nature's perfect protein package. Can we talk about how many years we wasted eating egg white omelets? All those flavorless breakfasts because we thought egg yolks would kill us. Well, I've got news that's going to make breakfast exciting again. My neighbor Gladys is 92, and has eaten 2 eggs with toast every morning of her adult life. Her cholesterol? Perfect. Turns out she was right all along. The American Heart Association and our dietary guidelines have completely reversed those old warnings about eggs. Each egg gives us about 6 grams of protein, the kind our bodies easily use to maintain muscle. This matters more than ever now because whether we like it or not, we naturally lose 1 to 2% of muscle each year after 50, unless we actively prevent it. I noticed this myself when getting up from low chairs started getting harder. More eggs in my diet, along with some light weights, made a noticeable difference in just a month. But the real magic is in the yolk, that golden center we were taught to avoid. It contains choline, which our brains desperately need for memory. Ever walk into a room and stand there wondering why you came in? I was doing that multiple times daily until I started eating whole eggs again. The difference has been remarkable. Eggs have virtually no carbs and 0 sugar, so they keep me satisfied for hours without sending me on a sugar roller coaster. I hard boil a batch every Sunday and keep them in the fridge for quick breakfasts and snacks all week. Nothing fancy, but it works. My grandkids laugh, but I tell them, Grandma's brain works better now than it did 10 years ago. And those eggs deserve a lot of the credit. 4. Spinach, the powerhouse green for every system. I used to think Popeye was just a silly cartoon, but that spinach really does work magic. Not instant biceps, mind you, but pretty close when it comes to energy and overall health. After my last checkup, my eye doctor warned me about macular degeneration, that scary vision loss that can happen as we age. She specifically recommended spinach because it's loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect our eyes. The Cleveland Clinic says eating these nutrients regularly can cut your risk by up to 40%. I don't know about you, but I want to keep seeing my grandchildren's faces clearly. Then there's bone health. My friend Marge fell and broke her hip last year. 6 months of rehab later, she's still using a cane. That was my wake-up call. Spinach is packed with vitamin K. Just 1 cup gives you all you need for the day. This vitamin is essential for keeping our bones strong, but doesn't get nearly the attention calcium does. The iron in spinach has helped with my afternoon energy too. I used to blame my midday slump on just getting older, but adding a spinach salad to lunch made a surprising difference. No more needing a nap at 2 p.m. The best part? Spinach has practically no carbs or sugar, so I eat as much as I want without worry. I add big handfuls to my morning smoothie. Trust me, you can't taste it with some berries mixed in. Saute it with garlic as a side dish, or use it instead of lettuce in salads. My little trick. A drizzle of olive oil helps your body absorb all the good nutrients. That's not just permission to add healthy fat, it's doctor's orders. 5. Greek yogurt. Gut health and muscle in one package. Let me save you from making the same mistake I did for years. Those fruit-flavored yogurt cups aren't doing us any favors. I was shocked when my dietitian showed me the sugar content. Some have more than a candy bar. Plain Greek yogurt, on the other hand, that's been a game changer for my health. I was losing muscle tone despite walking daily, and my doctor suggested adding more protein throughout the day instead of just at dinner. Greek yogurt contains twice the protein of regular yogurt, about 20 grams per cup. Within a month of having it for breakfast, I noticed my arms looking more toned with the same light weights routine. Then there's what it does for digestion. Anyone else notice their stomach getting more sensitive with age? Greek yogurt contains those good bacteria that help keep everything running smoothly. Since adding it to my diet, my irregular days have become much less frequent. That alone has been worth the switch. I was hesitant about the full-fat version until my doctor explained that recent studies show it's actually better for weight management and helps absorb calcium better. Who knew? After decades of buying non-fat everything, that was a mental hurdle. But the improved taste won me over quickly. I love mine with a sprinkle of walnuts, a dash of cinnamon, which helps keep blood sugar steady, or sometimes go savory with olive oil, salt, and herbs. Just be sure to read labels carefully. Only buy plain varieties with no added sugars. Your digestive system will thank you. 6. Walnuts. Brain-shaped for a reason. Have you ever really looked at a walnut after cracking it open? They look exactly like tiny brains. I always thought that was just coincidence until my neurologist mentioned that walnuts are actually one of the best foods for brain health after 50. What makes them special is that they're packed with plant-based omega-3s. My friend Doris swears her memory improved after adding a handful of walnuts to her daily routine. UCLA researchers back her up. They found people who regularly eat walnuts perform significantly better on memory tests. I started keeping a jar by my reading chair and snacking on them instead of chips while doing my crosswords. Not only has my puzzle time improved, but I'm not constantly searching for my glasses anymore. Walnuts also help with those achy joints many of us deal with. They fight inflammation throughout the body. Just a small handful, about 7 whole walnuts, gives you protein, fiber, and minerals that keep everything working smoothly. With only 4 grams of carbs per serving, mostly fiber. Walnuts give you lasting energy without the crash. That's why I keep small containers in my car, purse, and nightstand. They're perfect when hunger strikes and you don't want to ruin your diet with fast food or vending machine snacks. My grandkids and I make a game of finding the most perfect brain-shaped ones when we crack them. They don't even realize they're eating something so healthy. Your actual brain will thank you for every walnut you eat. 7. Olive oil. Liquid gold for longevity. My Italian friend Sophia is 88 and still gardens, cooks, and plays cards better than people decades younger. Her secret? Olive oil on everything, she tells me with a wink. Turns out science is catching up to what her family has known for generations. Extra virgin olive oil, the least processed kind, contains compounds that work like natural anti-inflammatories. Sophia calls it nature's WD-40 for aging joints. I started using it more liberally after my knee started acting up, and the difference was noticeable within weeks. The evidence keeps getting stronger. The New England Journal of Medicine found that people who used about 4 tablespoons of olive oil daily had 30% fewer heart attacks and strokes. For our age group, where heart disease is the #1 threat, that's huge news. Olive oil contains 0 carbs and 0 sugar, so it's perfect for keeping blood sugar steady. But my favorite discovery was learning how it helps our bodies absorb vitamins from vegetables. Since I started drizzling it on my salads and veggies, I swear my skin looks better and my nails are stronger. Signs those nutrients are actually getting where they need to go. I keep a good bottle on my counter, away from the stove's heat, and use it generously throughout the day, over vegetables before roasting, as the base for salad dressings, and even a spoonful in soup for richness. Sophia taught me to look for dark bottles with a harvest date on the label. Fresh is always better, she says, and at 88, I'm taking her word for it. 8. Chicken thighs. Affordable nutrition without the dryness. Can I make a confession? I've thrown away more dry, flavorless chicken breasts than I care to admit. For years, I choked them down because I thought they were the healthy choice. Meanwhile, my husband would sneak dark meat whenever we ate out. Turns out he was onto something. Chicken thighs contain slightly more fat than breasts, and that's actually a good thing. That extra fat is why they taste better, stay juicy, and help your body absorb important nutrients. After my last physical showed me slightly anemic, my doctor specifically recommended chicken thighs over breast meat. The dark meat has more iron and zinc, she explained. And at our age, immune function and energy levels depend on those minerals. Within a month of making the switch, I noticed more pep in my step. The calorie difference is minimal, only about 40 calories more per serving compared to breast meat. That's nothing compared to the cookies I was eating because I never felt satisfied after my plain chicken breast meals. With 0 carbs and 0 sugar, chicken thighs provide nutrition that helps maintain muscle. Critical as we age when preserving strength becomes a health priority. I buy bone-in, skin-on thighs and cook a batch every Sunday. Some simple herbs, lemon and olive oil, then in the oven they go. They're delicious hot or cold, and the flavor actually improves after a day in the refrigerator. Perfect for quick lunches. After 50 plus years of cooking, I've finally given myself permission to enjoy food that's both good for me and tastes delicious. What a concept. 9. Cabbage, the budget-friendly inflammation fighter. My grandmother always had a head of cabbage in her refrigerator, but somewhere along the way, it fell out of fashion. When my grocery bill started climbing last year, I decided to give this humble vegetable another look. Best decision I've made in years. Cabbage costs a fraction of what kale and other trendy greens do, but it's every bit as nutritious. It belongs to the same family as broccoli, but stays fresh in the fridge for weeks instead of days. For those of us who can't always get to the store, that longevity is a game changer. After dealing with joint pain for years, I was surprised when my rheumatologist specifically mentioned cabbage as an anti-inflammatory food. It contains compounds, especially in the red varieties, that help reduce the inflammation associated with arthritis flares. Some folks even use cabbage leaves as a wrap for painful joints. An old folk remedy my grandmother swore by that scientists now say actually works. With just 5 grams of carbs per cup, mostly fiber, and almost no sugar, cabbage fills you up without impacting your blood sugar. It's also loaded with vitamin C. 1 cup provides over half your daily needs, supporting immune function and collagen production for skin health. Who couldn't use a little help in those departments? I keep pre-shredded cabbage on hand for quick slaws, dressed simply with olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and spices. My surprise favorite? Roasted cabbage steaks, drizzled with olive oil until the edges get caramelized and crispy. Even my veggie-skeptical husband asks for seconds. 10. Sardines, the forgotten superfood our grandparents knew about. I've saved the most powerful food for last, and I can almost hear some of you saying, "Ugh, sardines?" I was right there with you until my bone density scan came back with some concerning numbers. My doctor said I could take expensive supplements, or I could eat sardines twice a week. Guess which one I chose? These tiny canned fish deliver more calcium per serving than milk, thanks to their soft, edible bones. Just one can provide about 35% of your daily calcium needs in a form your body easily absorbs. After a year of eating them regularly, my next bone scan showed improvement. The first time my numbers had moved in the right direction in a decade. Sardines are also packed with vitamin B12, with 1 can providing 3 times your daily requirement. This matters enormously after 50 because many of us develop trouble absorbing B12 from food as our stomach acid decreases. I was dealing with unexplained fatigue and tingling in my hands that multiple doctors couldn't figure out. Turns out, it was B12 deficiency, and sardines helped turn it around when expensive supplements hadn't worked. Unlike tuna and other large fish, sardines are low on the food chain, so they accumulate minimal mercury or other contaminants. They're also sustainably harvested, which matters to me as I think about the world my grandchildren will inherit. With 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 23 grams of protein per can, sardines give you incredible nutrition for about $2 to $3 per can. I mix them with avocado and lemon juice as a sandwich filling, or toss them with olive oil over greens. If you haven't had them since childhood, give them another try. Your bones and brain will thank you, and your wallet will too. There you have it. 10 simple foods that can transform how you feel after 50. No prescriptions required. The beauty of this approach is that it's about adding delicious options to your life, not just taking things away. I'd love to know. Which of these foods surprised you most? Or which one will you add to your grocery list this week? Drop a comment below and let me know. If this was helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more practical tips on feeling your best in this chapter of life. And don't miss my free Vibrant After 50 newsletter. The link is right in the description below. Remember, it's never too late to feel better. I'm living proof of that. And I'm so grateful we're on this journey together.